tipsters, it's Miss Graybill. I really miss seeing you at school and I can't wait until I can see you again. While I've been working at home, I've been using my computer a lot. Maybe you have too. And it's really made me start to think, how do computers actually work? So while I've been at home, I've done some research about how computers work and the people who work to actually make them. Today, I'm going to teach you everything I found out, and then I'm going to show you a fun game that you can play at home. Let's get started. Okay, so my first question was, how do computers work? Today, I'm mostly going to talk about computers, but this information could apply to a lot of types of technology. It could also apply to an iPad, a phone, a video game, even a robot. I started with the question, how do computers know what to do? Here's what I found out. All computers need to have instructions to work. These instructions are called the computer program or code. The computer can only do exactly what the instructions say. Computers, machines, and even robots can't think on their own. They can only do what the instructions tell them to do. Who writes the instructions for computers and machines? The people who write these instructions, or the code for computers, are called computer programmers. It's their job to think like a computer and write step-by-step instructions that the computer will be able to understand and follow. Computer programmers work for all kinds of different companies. They could work for Amazon, Google, Fortnite, and many more. They write the code so the computers will know exactly what to do. That made me wonder, how do computer programmers actually write the code? The process of writing instructions for a computer is usually called coding or programming. Computers can only follow instructions in a language they understand. It's up to the programmer to choose the best language for the job. There are a lot of different computer coding languages that programmers can choose. Some examples are Java, Python, Scratch, or Scratch Junior. There are pros and cons of every computer language, so it's up to the computer programmer to choose which language is best for the job. No matter what language they choose, it always gets converted to binary code. Binary code is a basic computer language made up of only ones and zeros. So now that you know a little bit about how computers work, it's time for a coding. This coding game is called Think Like a Robot. Even if you don't have the computer at home, you can still practice thinking like a robot and coding. The game, Think Like a Robot, either inside or outside, as long as you have permission. It's a nice day here, so we're going to play outside. Next, you need someone to play with, so that one person can be the computer programmer and the other person can be the robot. If you don't have someone to play with you, you can be the computer programmer and the robot. The next thing you need is something to write your code. Just like real computer programmers, you have a lot of options for what code you can use. The first option is you can just speak your code, the way I'm talking right now. The second option is you could make cards with different code words on them. I made some cards that say stop, go, turn, and walk. The last option is you could use a pen and some paper to write down your code. Now, to play this game, you need to choose a start and a finish. Ready to play because I have Mr. Graybill here to play with me. For the first round, I'm going to be the computer programmer and he is going to be the robot. I also have these cards to use for my code. What we need to do is pick a start and an end for our obstacle course. The robot is going to have to go through this obstacle course, so make sure you make it challenging, but not too hard for the first round. For our first round, we're going to use this chair as the start. And we've placed another chair back there as the finish. To make it a little bit more challenging, we put a couple objects like a bucket and this play yard in between that the robot will have to go around. Remember, the robot can't think on their own. They won't know how to walk around something, so you'll have to give them all the instructions. The next step is to put your code in order so that the robot will know what to do. My code. It starts with a green go block because robots can't think for themselves. They won't know when to start. Then it has 5 steps forward and a red stop block so the robot knows when to stop. Let's see if this code will work. Code works. The first block said go and then 5 steps forward. Oh no, the robot can't think for itself. It can only follow the instructions. And I didn't tell it to go around the obstacle. I need to rewrite my code. Edited my code. Now it starts with a green go, 2 steps forward, turn, 1 step forward, turn, 2 steps forward, turn, 1 step forward, turn, 2 steps forward, and stop. Let's see if this new code can help the robot get the whole way around the obstacle. Robot, the first one says go, then 2 steps forward, and turn, 1 step forward, and turn, 2 steps forward, and turn, 1 step forward, and turn, 2 steps forward, and stop. Wow, that code worked a lot better. Even though the robot couldn't think on his own, he could follow my instructions. To play this game, now we would switch turns and it would be my turn to be the robot. Obviously, this was a pretty easy one. We only had one obstacle and the stop wasn't that far away from the start. You can make an even more challenging version at home. You could try to teach your robot how to make a sandwich, put on a coat, get from one room to another. Come up with anything you want and write the code to help your robot figure out how to do it. Thanks for watching our video. I hope that you had fun watching and learned some more things about how computers work. Have fun trying out this game at home by being a robot and being a computer programmer. I would love to see videos of how your computer program turns out at home. Don't forget to watch some of the other C Block YouTube videos to see what your other C Block teachers are up to. See you next time!